Right, Jeff, it's now 3:15, and we all know at 3 o'clock it's tea time.
It's tea time.
So we've got to be quick.
And biscuits.
Yes, well, no biscuits for me. I'm trying to cut down. I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll have yours.
You can have mine.
I'll have yours, yeah.
Right, so here we are, back in Jeff's shed. Another week's gone by. You've not done much yet with my FZ1 stroke.
Well, yesterday I
you've been busy.
gathering the rest of my Harrison parts.
Oh, yeah.
And actually fitting a roller shutter door up.
Oh, to your mate Pete and stuff?
Yeah, Pete had done his motor, and he says, oh, well, we won't make...
While you're here.
While you're here,
yeah.
Well, it's a two-man job getting it all set up, lifting
right,
it.
So you've been busy.
He couldn't do it on his own. Now it's all up, he can do all the other
So anyway,
finicky bits.
That's fine.
Sorry, that's
fine. So that's why you've been busy, you haven't done much with that yet. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So, earlier on, when we are... hang on, what day we're on? Yeah. Sometime last week, we jumped in your car and went up to Lancaster to see a lad called Steve, who happens to have a breakers, and you had bought a frame off him via eBay. And the frame...
Well, you did.
Well, I did, yes, but you paid me.
Through me?
Yeah.
I asked you kindly.
That's right, yeah.
Because they've fallen out with me.
Yeah, you're banned from eBay now. Anyway, went up there, picked it up, and I was quite surprised. It's off a... What's it off, a CB something?
It's a CB400.
CB400, but a twin.
Twin, N. I think it was the twin, the Honda-matic.
And it had some horrible rear end welded to it, like a cafe racer.
Yeah,
thing.
I've cleaned that loop up. That's all been cleaned up.
Okay, but you haven't spent... it's not been here very long before you chopped it up, and that's all that's left of it. The headstock. Complete with, of course, the most important...
Is it...
Yes, okay.
Can that be? I don't know if I'm too close, too far, or whatever.
Okay. You got the friend number, VIN number.
I've managed to clean it off.
Yes.
Because there's a MIG weld right there.
Oh right, okay.
So
you've cleaned up.
I had to just clamp something near there, so the bloody grinder. You didn't want that skidding over there.
No.
So
you've also got your V5.
It's amazingly.
Yes. It came really quick.
Within Wednesday.
Yes.
So Steve must have posted. No, he did it online.
He did it online, which I didn't even know you could do. But
and then Saturday morning, it bloody turned up.
Right. Okay.
I thought.
So the only thing you wanted from that frame is that what's in your hand.
Is that with the logbook?
And the logbook, because you are going to build your own frame. Cafe racer frame.
CB72 style.
Okay, with a CB72.
With a CB72.
Of which you've got lots of parts around here.
Yeah. The original frame was. It wouldn't adapt. However you looked at it for it.
Okay, and next to it, I see you've also been chopping up.
That's a Kawasaki 600 swinging arm.
Well, bits of it.
I think. Oh, is it 600? It's a steel box section one, but most of all the back was knackered.
Yes.
All I want's that, and then I can.
Oh, you're going to extend it?
Well, it was too long.
Yes.
With a monoshock, so.
Yes. Okay, so my twin shop is it?
I didn't want to cut them off. I'm thinking if I insert some box section in there and weld it. There'll be another smaller piece of box there. I could probably literally... I'm going to put a little brace on it.
A little underbrace, yeah. That's a lot of work, though, to make a box section.
Swinging out. Well,
well,
where else do you get one from that would fit?
I have no idea.
Plus, the wheels are going to be wider, so...
Yes, okay. And what wheels is it going to have? We did talk about this briefly. Not 17s.
At the minute...
Because it won't look right.
I found an 18 inches, I was telling you, off a CFR...
Oh, an off-road
Honda
bike.
Africa.
Oh yeah, with
it's
gold.
It's a trials bike. But
a rear or a front?
It's a rear wheel, 18. Obviously, the front one's going to be something like a 19 or a 21.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that.
You can respoke them if you.
But I mean, there's no point in getting a hub. It's finding a rim that is going to be similar to. You don't want. It's going to have to look pretty close.
Yeah.
But
well, unless you get them re-anodised, which is possible.
I mean, you could strip the wheel, rebuild it, and probably de-anodise it and polish it.
Yeah, do all sorts. That's right, so you're looking for a sort of 18-inch front or 19-inch front with a gold.
I found a wheel, but it's 200 quid.
Yeah, is that for the rear one, is it?
For the rear one.
Yeah.
Well, the hub's Honda, so you're going to need hubs.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, if you strip it down to do something with the rim and polish it, you might as well put new stainless spokes in it.
Well, you're probably better off just buying a hub and then buying all new.
Well,
for that sort of price, you know.
I'll or if someone, like say, if you can find a hub or a cheap wheel that's got a damaged rim.
Yes. Oh yeah. There's all sorts of ways of doing it. But nice spoke wheels are not cheap. That's for sure.
Well, you know that with what you've been
unless you get a Harley one. I mean, Harley stuff is out there. Anyway, so that's interesting. Anyway. So you've got an idea to build a cafe racer CB72.
Yeah.
Would that be a 400 one or a 250 or?
Well, at the minute, I could put a 500 crank in one.
Oh, keep it simple, lad. Keep it simple.
Get it out to about 450.
Yeah.
So the log, I mean, if you'd got something like a 125 logbook, it might have caused a problem.
Oh yeah, but you got 400.
But with a 400 logbook, if you put change your CC 450,
Don't move.
440.
Don't move.
Yeah.
Let me just pass you this. Let me pass you that I've just brought you.
That
might work.
Yeah.
That's been kicking around various workshops, including your lasers, for years.
Well, you know what colour it's going to end up?
Well, you'll end up...
Honda red. You know, like my original?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Is it like
So
post
there's a
office
little
red?
donation to the cause, and here's another donation to the cause. Here you go, you can
That looks smart.
Yeah, it's only a cheap sort of Chinese one, but it's a nice little shape. So you got that there.
That.
So we open that for our...
Handlebar brackets.
Yeah.
They're going to have to be you can put rubber around them.
Well, they come complete with a few...
The clamps.
Different rubber sizes.
Hang on, so running out of bench space.
Yeah, and then we also have, this is quite a nice bit of kit.
And this.
Unfortunately, it's a bit too small for what I had in mind. It's a 6-inch, and I need a 7-inch, and yeah, good bit of kit that. It's a steel shell. Yeah.
That's the underneath there.
Yes.
So put that as we were just.
Yeah, I'm not sure the size works for it, but.
To be honest. Ooh,
does it work?
Can we get that round?
Yeah, go on. Will it work? Might be too big. Well, yeah, it fits. Yeah, it fits.
In fact,
that's 6 inches, isn't it? Yeah.
It's actually probably
spot on.
Well, if you just sit it back, obviously, just sit it back about there. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
why I didn't use it actually, because although it's a nice looking fairing, obviously the headlamp I'm using is 7 inches, so it wouldn't work. Anyway,
that is actually
can
perfect.
Put it on the bill, and you can have them for your project.
Well, you'll have to work out what.
Oh yeah, well you owe me loads of money anyway. So
well, I know I do.
I know you do.
I know.
Yeah. Nothing changes. Right, so this.
We'll put them on.
Yeah, if you give me them.
Put them on top of that wood there, and
I shall give you a surprise now, Jeff. Well, I say surprise. I almost bought a bike last night.
Hang on.
But I got outbid. I got outbid by somebody on eBay, and I was buying a Kawasaki Z, a rough one, but it's still actually not finished its bidding yet. But it's gone so high. Yeah, it's gone so high from D&K.
Oh.
Because they bring a lot of stuff in from
America.
It's a nice one, but the price is getting stupid.
Thousands.
Thousands, yeah. Which is understandable, but it's a bit more than I want to spend, because all I wanted it for was the frame, the bodywork, the engine, which will get rebuilt, and the rest of it would be thrown away or sold, because it's going to be Restomod again.
Well,
oh yeah, I know I've already got two. But
that guy's got an engine, hasn't he? Did he say he's got an engine up for grabs?
I don't know. Don't know. What, Steve?
No, that Drew.
Oh, Drew. Yeah, but that's a 750.
Ah, right.
It might go in the 650 project.
Right.
I'm not sure yet. It's still early days for that one. But I thought, oh well, can't win them all. But then it got me thinking again. I've got the same argument more than once in my own head, which is that if you buy a complete bike, a Kawasaki Z1000, Z900, they're so expensive. If you're going to modify them, there's no point. You may as well start from nothing, because you put in £5,000 or £6,000 into a bike, most of which you're going to throw away, or most of which you're going to have to rebuild and change. So it won't be getting standard wheels, won't be getting standard swing arm, won't be getting standard forks, brakes, engine going to have to be rebuilt, blah blah. So why bother, So I then went on and I bought something else.
Go.
Yes, I did. I bought something else, and it's due here next week.
A bike?
Not a bike. Start the bike.
A frame?
A frame. Now I happen to have at home a Kawasaki Z1000 A1 engine cases and block. That's all I've got, that's all I've got. I've also got a beautiful standard rear ducktail. I thought it's a shame that, and that's like the little acorn from which the oak tree is going to grow. I had this little beautiful PMC. It's from Japan, this beautiful ducktail that we didn't cut in half. We had to cut it in half to fit it to the 1170. I thought, I can't do that. So we went off and bought a fiberglass version instead, which we did cut in half. So that standard one's been sitting around on top of my wardrobe for ages. And I thought it'd be a shame that to cut it in half. So I bought myself a Z1000 A1 frame without a logbook, but it's got what's called a Nova, which is the thing you have to have when
to get.
Yeah, and even better, it says 1978, which means it won't have to be MOT'd when it's finished. Now, in terms of my little wheel here, we're pretty happy with the Brembo caliper that came off a BMW 1250 GS.
Yeah.
And now you just got to make up. You found some aluminium to use. So.
I thought Monday I was sat here and I thought, no, I need to speak to you.
Oh, go on.
Because I was drawing. You know, have you got your swinging arm?
Yeah.
And I was trying to think. I've been trying to hold it there. I thought, I'm not sure, but probably maybe about there. It looks. I'm trying to work it out. I'm wondering if we put a straight bracket on. I'm wondering if it's going to look better if it's got a little bit tilted and a little bit, like a slightly boomerang shape.
And why would that look better?
Would it look better? Well, this is what I wanted to do. So I thought before I start marking, do it.
No. Keep it straight. Keep it straight. Hang on. I think
this is why.
Okay. I think we're down for tea now.
Why?
We'll stop.
I needed to. I mean, well, it looks. I'm wondering if with a bit of a sort of a slight. Will it look a little? It was just something I was looking at. And
okay.
I thought,
let's just go back a little bit. Just back up a little bit. So you wanted to ask me whether the bracket to fix the BMW Brembo caliper for the back end of the Mark II should either have straight edges going straight down, or perhaps should be angled slightly like a boomerang.
Or maybe just give it a bit rather than it just going straight.
Yeah, and my first impression is keep it straight. But I'm not quite sure why you think boomerang style is better or would look better.
No, it won't work any different. I just thought it might, rather than it just dropping straight down, I just thought if it tucks forward a little bit.
No, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it straight. A simple kind of triangle pattern.
This is something. If I was doing it,
yes, you do it your way. I do it my way.
It's something that you can't make right or wrong.
Oh no.
It's just appearances.
Yes.
So I needed to run it. I thought I'll double check with you.
I think a straight.
If you want me to make it
straight,
I'll bring it. What we've been looking at here, with the caliper sat on, I thought the middle bolt hole there might have lined up dead straight with the spindle, but it doesn't. It seems to be offset.
No, it's a little bit.
So
yeah, I think. I mean, looking at the caliper itself, you would imagine the caliper would sit on the original bike towards the back because the bleed nipple is sort of facing forward slightly, isn't it? It's like about 90, whatever it is, 45 degrees up. You see the bleed nipple there? No, the bleed nipple.
There.
Yeah, it's pointing upwards. So you think what they'd do is they would push it back so the bleed nipple is straight up.
Well, but
it's not. Even on a standard bike, it's not.
If you tilt it forward, it probably would. Then that'd be higher. Horizontal, it's still above.
Yeah, it looks a bit odd. That's all. Okay, so we'll go for a.
Still work there.
Okay, so we'll go for a straight, simple triangle shape.
Sometimes you see people, and rather than having it vertical, they'll tilt it forward a little bit. And
yes, yeah.
It just takes that.
No, keep it simple, stupid. Is what I think. Yeah, I appreciate the thought.
I was looking at it and I'm thinking I'll better run it by you first in case.
No problem.
No problem. I didn't want to start making it on. He said, "Oh, do you know it'd look better if it."
No, I won't say that. We'll keep it.
This is my dilemma.
We shall keep it simple.
When you're trying to design something, you've got to try.
I won't ask you to put little holes in it or little cutouts. We'll just leave it plain and simple.
Because I marked it. Yeah, so I'll do it back that way.
Yeah.
So basically, I can work me. And then just come straight down.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Because basically, I want where your pads are here. I want to, so it's got equal.
Oh yes, yeah. Equal.
Yeah, because the bracket with it being short, you want to keep the bottom bit a little bit longer, so it.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to clear the disc anyway.
Leverage
it's got to clear the disc so you can get a bolt in the damper.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, what I can do with that, I can thread that.
Oh, okay.
Because it's bloody half-inch thick, so I can thread that.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Right, okay.
We'll do that.
And now it's 3 o'clock. Time for tea.
Right, so if you're, like you say,
I'm happy with that, yeah.
Yeah, I can start working it out then now.
Okay, good.
I've got to try and... them look parallel. When that's level, the Brembo... Them look... Oh, do they look pretty? No, they look as though they're actually slightly out then.
Oh, not far out, if they are.
I can't get that in.
Yeah, you want to have the Brembo logo straight.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but the Brembo logo's straight, isn't it?
Yeah, that's straight there, but the two holes, them two bolt holes, this one here could be 3 or 4 mil, give or take.
Okay, well, we can...
Or half a bolt hole out again, you know.
Well, we can sort that out. You can sort it out. Just keep the Brembo logo nice and straight.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, the trouble is, when you're putting it in here as you're adjusting your wheel, it's going to be doing that. Yes. So you're going to have to adjust.
We'll be okay.
To keep it...
It'll be okay.
In its optimum... Position, yeah.
That's good. And now it's time for tea. Right, so a few days have gone past, Jeff, and I see you've now made most of the bracket to hold that.
That's done.
That there. I can't really see it very well here, but
it's still got the ink on it.
Yes.
It looks like the shape of Africa.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Have a look. I'll have to move my camera a little bit, and we can get a little bit of information there. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to move the wheel yet because it's all set up.
You've got your bits round here, the lump, well, not quite as big as it, and then it drops down, and you've got even that little bit there I've added in the horn.
Okay,
so it's the Africa bracket.
The African bracket, okay, well, might even be Indian bracket, you never know.
Okay, South America looks very similar.
Yeah, they're quite similar, aren't they? Right, so bracket's done, you've now got to make up the torque arm at the bottom, for which we've got the new rose joints, as I remember.
If you lift that swinging arm,
oh, hang on. Let me.
It's looking like
move the camera.
It might be about a 6-inch long piece.
Okay, fine. Well, so if I lift it, is that okay? Okay.
It's wedged on. So I'm guessing that's roughly about. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to be.
All right. Well,
but if I hold that there, that rule, that's 6 inches.
Yeah.
So you've got.
Oops. There you go.
Jeepers.
Grab it quick. Grab it.
It's all right. Got it.
Grab it.
I just put. Yeah.
Okay, you got a G-clamp there to hold it.
It was just trying to hold it in the spot while I was working. It's all right.
Okay, but anyway, you can get a.
So what we need to do is make something. It might be even shorter because we've got to get a nut.
Yeah, we've got the length of the fastens on.
In fact, if we make it, and if it's a bit too long, we'll just get it.
Yeah, you got a hacksaw, mate. You can saw it down,
and then face it up again and thread it a bit more.
The one thing to remember is this swing arm is not completely standard. It was narrowed at this end here to fit a standard old Kawasaki Z-1000 frame. We know that, so when you start talking about OE parts, they're not OE, they have been modified. So we can have a little play around with that at some point.
Oh, look at that. Bloody hell.
What?
Well, that rule, if it just fits snugly, well, not quite snugly, but...
Oh, I see the spacer.
You gauge it. That's 18.5, so we're probably going to be looking 19.
Yeah, 19 thick,
long. I've done that one. That's quite a bit chunky in there. That what I might do is take a little bit out of it.
Just take a bit of weight out.
Yeah, but obviously where the seal runs, or maybe just put go down a bit and
make a little.
It's quite
concave.
They're stainless, you see. So
that's what we like. Stainless. It doesn't rust. No worry about that.
I've had to knit these up. I've measured these. These are in the right spot.
Yes.
Yeah, I've set them on the marks, the little marks on the very end one, so that's level.
They're in line. Yeah. Fine.
So.
Right. Good.
I've got to try and I can whip. See, there is a little bit of.
Oops.
It's going down.
Go again. It's going to go again.
Yeah, little. Yeah, the spacers won't worry it.
No.
But even these. If the spaces are a fraction too long, it'll just keep them out a little bit.
Yes, yeah, they're quite snug.
So you've got half a mil.
Yes, we've got a bit of
here and there, just move.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
It's not like the space is going to hit the arm. It'll still be on the full face of the eccentric block.
Right, good. So far, so good. And hopefully, by the time I come back next week, that'll be ready. I'll take it away and you get some space back. So now let's talk about something else.
Ooh.
Anything else before we move on to a different subject? No. No. Well, anyway, we'll come back in a few days' time.
All the stuff's gone.
Oh yes,
Steve. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes, we saw Steve today.
Yeah.
And Steve from Lancaster is a breaker. He came up, had a look at our gear, look at all the bikes and so on.
I can see him now. He's going, what on earth did I?
And he took away a lot of valuable classic bike spares or junk or something.
Depending on your point of view.
Yes. Yeah. So he's quite happy. And so are we. Right, okay, so with that then, Jeff, I will continue the video.
And the bubble wrap one more.
yeah, he got a lot of boxes, empty boxes of bubble wrap, which he finds very helpful.
Yeah.
Right, good stuff. So we'll come back in a few days' time when this is finished and I can take it home.
Right.
Right, so here we are, Brackets Yes Workshop. I've just come to collect the swing arm and the wheel and the new brake fitted to the back end of the Mk2 project. And I had a comment that was the torque arm that we've made, or Jess made, for that rear end looked a bit of a chunky monkey. Looked a bit too, you know, a bit.
The thing is, if I'd have made it smaller, and you said, "Oh, I'd prefer it bigger."
Of course.
Well,
so we're just gonna, Jess now just gonna make it a bit thinner, a bit more good looking.
Well, no.
Well, I think it's a bit, yeah. And then I can take it home. Yeah.
Was it off?
It's on now.
Oh, it's off.
Yeah, so it's watching the machine do all the hard work for you. Yeah. No, it's automatic. It's all automatic.
There's some bloke out there peddling away.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A chain coming through the wall.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Feeding bread and water.
Yeah. Right, so that's now done. That's great. Slim down a wee bit. That's great. And
taking a couple of mil off it.
Yeah, it looks better.
Yeah.
And I'll put that in the car, take it home, and away we go. And now here we are, back home again. And I've refitted the caliper and its torque arm. Now I've just used whatever stainless steel fasteners I've got at the moment, but no doubt I can change them in the future for maybe titanium or something really fancy. So next I've got to decide what finish to have on this bracket here. Right now it's covered in engineer's ink. And I've decided not to polish it because I'm sick of polishing. And not only am I sick of polishing, I'm sick of in the future having to keep this clean and polished going forward for the next few years. So instead I want to give it an easy to maintain finish, and that means it's going to be either hard anodized, ceramically anodized, or even cerakoted. And I'll probably do it black, not gloss black, not matte black, probably a satin black. And the main reason for that is because I don't think gold and polished alloy go too well together. So I think just giving it black, a black finish is fine. It'll match up with the caliper. And talking about the caliper, this of course is the fourth caliper we've tried to make work on this back end. And the reason is because this disc is so small, it's only 220mm, and the first caliper I tried was a little twin piston Brembo. Normally it works fine, great little caliper. Didn't work because when it dropped down to cover the disc, so the pads would cover the discs, it hit the hub. That's no good. Next one we tried was obvious one to try, an R6 caliper, since this is an R6 wheel, and that didn't work because its bracket was integrated with the caliper, and the bracket is made to work with, guess what, an R6 swing arm, and it could not be used on this swing arm here. So one option was to try and cut off that integrated bracket and bolt it to a new bracket, the one we made. Couldn't do that because that integrated bracket had lots of machining on it, had lots of grooves and whatever, and there wasn't enough thickness to drill it and tap it so it could be mounted safely to a new mount. So third caliper was a caliper from an old Kawasaki from the 90s, and yes, that worked, fitted okay, we could make a bracket for it okay, but it looked awful. I didn't like it at all. And the reason that fitted was because it's a sliding pin caliper, which means it's got no piston on the inside, it's got a piston on the outside, and that means the inner side of the caliper is very thin. Whereas if you go for something like a twin piston Brembo that I had, that's got a piston on this side and also a piston on the inside, and it makes it too fat to not hit the wheel. So finally I found this caliper. It's from a BMW, would you believe, BMW 1250 GS adventure bike, and it's also a sliding pin caliper. This time of course it's got two pistons on this side, but ideally for me at least it seemed to have a separate bracket to mount it to the swing arm, which is just what I wanted. So therefore we could take this, make this aluminium bracket quite easily, and we're done. But I must say it's been quite a long journey. So the next time you see this, it'll probably have a tyre on it. This bracket will be refinished, ideally in some sort of satin black Cerakote, something like that, and it may even be on the frame, which is behind me here. But I'm holding off, I've mentioned it before, but I'm holding off fitting anything to that frame because I'm still waiting for the engine to be completed, waiting for the head to be finished by Roger Upperton over in Leeds. When we get that back, the engine will soon be finished, complete. We can then lift up this frame here and drop it over that heavy engine. Once the engine's in the frame, I can come back here and in no time at all we'll fit this to the back of the bike and fit the ZRX forks to the front of the bike. They're all ready to go, and before you know it, hopefully we'll have an almost finished bike, or rather it'll look finished. It won't be finished because it'll have a huge amount of work still to do, but yeah, that's another step along the way. So with that done then, it's a good time to stop this video. So thanks for watching and cheers.